Hello, this is Game for You Undertow, and today we'll be playing F-Zero Climax for the Nintendo Game Boy Advance, which was released in 2004 only in Japan. Because as we all know, Nintendo of America really loves us, because they give us classics such as Mother 3 and Sin and Punishment. Oh wait. Anyway, in this playthrough I'll be covering the Grand Prix mode, mainly, and then I'll show off all the other modes that are available in the game. Now, if you'll notice, the menus in this game are, I would say game show themed, which is a pretty nice idea to have it that way because, well, F-Zero is meant to be a TV show in the future. Future NASCAR, that is. As you see, we don't have many racers as of now. We can unlock up to probably more than 30, about 40 or so. And to start off, I'm going to race as someone that everybody's familiar with, Captain Falcon. And what better way to start off in the classic Mute City? Now, as far as the start of the race goes, in the beginning we have a timer, and if we press our, if we hold down our acceleration at the right time, we can gain a boost fire at the beginning. Now, this can backfire on you if you hold it too long, because if you do so, you'll slow down tremendously. Now, this boost fire at the beginning of the race depends on the weight. As far as I know, it depends on the weight of your vehicle. The heavier your vehicle, the more you have to hold down the acceleration to boost. And talking about boost, once we reach the second lap, we gain boost. And if you see on the top right corner, that serves as our boost bar, but not only that, but it doubles as our health bar. So boosting really becomes a risk and reward program, which really made F-Zero great once they introduced that into X. Also, a cool technique only available in this game is if you see that little Pokeball in the right corner, that allows us to use a technique called Boost Fire. Now, Boost Fire can only be accessed, you can only access one per, you get one per lap. So you have to use it wisely, or else you're going to be crashing into corners. And that's the simple mechanics of F-Zero. Just steer, turn, pray, and have a blast. Let's just say that. Now, when you're racing in F-Zero, there are actually 30 racers on the track, sort of similar to F-Zero X and GX. But the thing is, the tracks are still really thin, sort of like the original F-Zero and the previous Game Boy Advance titles. Maximum Velocity and GP Legend, that's right. Now, it's still thin because the racers are very sparsed out, and so on screen you won't see more than about 3 at a time, or at least about 4. Also, this game features remixes from both the original F-Zero as well as F-Zero X. Right now we're listening to a tune from F-Zero X, if you could not tell. Something I really love what they improved on in this game, it's this little aesthetic detail, but I really think they fixed it really well, is that in F-Zero GP Legend, the vehicle tipped tremendously when you turned, and I honestly didn't think a rocket-propelled space vehicle should operate like that. It just didn't look right, and it didn't look as if a rocket-propelled vehicle such as that works that way. So they changed it where the tail bends and propels you in different directions. And now we're heading to one of the second most iconic F-Zero stages there are in Spec Blue. And if you could not tell, each track has this specific theme that will carry out through its numerous tracks. Such as Big Blue, Big Blue is known for having really sharp turns and having water which your vehicle can slide on, etc., etc. And you'll notice this throughout the playthrough.
Watch your back. You're about to lose the lead. You're holding a lead. There's another racer on your tail.
It is sad to note, though, that this game doesn't really feature any new locations, but it features about 5 new racers, and that's about it. Sort of a shame, though, because I think this is probably one of my favorite 2D entries in the series. Also, I forgot to mention that each racer in this game, mentioned in GP Legends, you could control how much top speed you have compared to your acceleration, sort of like you could do in the 3D installments of these games, such as X or GX. In this game, you don't. They cut it down to where it's really simple, and you just have the base stats of these vehicles, which I think that works better for a 2D game, because for 2D it really feels as if these games are pick up and play, and since this is on handheld, it would be perfect. Also, a really nice change I like that I really love that they changed about from GP Legend is that in that game you had 5 laps for each race. And to me, that dragged out the courses. And sure, it might have made it a little bit more difficult managing your boost and your health gauge, but I really felt as if it dragged on the match. And going through these courses really quickly, with only 3 laps, gives this adrenaline rush that makes these games really fun. F-Zero X also had 3 laps. I haven't played GX, so I wouldn't know about that. Anyway, here we're at Port Town, which is where Captain Falcon lives and prospers. This is his home planet, if you will. Now, if you're trying to look for story in F-Zero, there's barely any. Because, honestly, I'm not sure what is canon or not. I've heard that the Game Boy Advance series, Maximum Velocity, GP Legend, Climax, etc., is not canon at all. And that, well, some of the character backstories in the games, X and GX clash with each other at times. And they both have an incident where there was a terrible accident 3 years ago. Plot. So, honestly, don't buy a F-Zero game expecting story, because you will not find one. And if you do find one, it's probably not going to be that good. Though, talking about character backstories, some of them have pretty morbid ones. A lot of these, there's a good portion of racers just racing to keep their planet alive so they can win cash to support it. And they're practically dying races. And some are bizarre. I know there is one backstory for this racer called Mighty Gazelle. Now, he's a cyborg, but originally he was a normal person, and he was involved in a crash. He was rushed to the hospital, turned into a cyborg. His wife fled from him and abandoned him, and all he had left was to race, and so that's all he does. And on the end of GX, you unlock cards for each character, revealing a little bit more about the character sometimes. And for Mighty Gazelle, it shows him holding a sign. No, shows him holding a picture of his old self and saying, Racing makes me feel alive. That's probably the most depressing F-Zero character backstory I could think of.
Watch your back.
Oh, where was I? Yes, we're racing. Now we're in Red Canyon, which is the home place for the racer Samurai Goro.
Got a new boost.
It mostly features rough terrains, bombs, and the likes. That's about it. That's probably the most characteristic of this planet's tracks. Just a lot of rough patches and then occasionally mines.
There's another racer on your tail. Fire. Final lap. Boost fire. Hang in there. Boost fire. Looks like you're getting the hang of it.
I'm still amazed how much how much they improved. Oh yeah, this is a pretty close call. How much they improved this game from F-Zero GP Legend. I mean, visually and sound-wise, it's incredible. Anywho, that was the end of the Bronze Cup on Expert Mode, and next time I will see you taking on the Silver Cup on Expert Mode. See you then.